Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Growing Pains and Gains, the pod. Depending on where you know me from, I'm the Ryan King, Rhino, Ryan, and we've got Kristianos back with us again.
Yeah,
and
as
we
usual.
have most of Shach.
Semi.
Shach is back with the Semi.
on
Say
sale.
Semi. Pause. Yeah,
Half price.
Shach is back. Yeah, thanks for coming back, guys.
Always, man.
Yeah, man,
Sorry,
all
I've
good,
got
all
hay
good. Had
fever.
fun.
It's killing me, so if I sniffle or sneeze, just...
Do we need to be wearing masks?
No, you can't catch hay fever, Christian. Anyway. But yeah, how you been? How you guys been?
Yeah, man, all good, all good. Just taking over, working, you know.
Chris?
Yeah, same. I'm easy, man. I'm just working. Family. Rotation, man.
Rotation.
Pause.
This guy.
You, man.
Oh,
Pause the whole show.
I'm telling you.
Pause episode. All right, cool. So
What were you saying? How you been?
I've been all right, man. It's a safe space. So just
We listen, not judge.
yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
Okay.
No, just same old working, 2-3 jobs. So tired, stressed. Yeah, just general man stuff, innit? You're trying to be all things to everyone. Trying to be a good dad, trying to be a good person, trying to be a good son, trying to enjoy your life whilst you're working so much. Do you know what I mean? And also, as well, it's completely off topic. Lately, I think the last year or two, I've kind of had this this feeling of like I'm running out of time, but not that I feel like I'm gonna die, but I'm running out of time to sort my ish out, sort my
Okay.
life out,
Yeah.
in order to then be able to
Enjoy it.
enjoy it or help my
As in
children.
before you get
give
too
them
old.
more. Yeah, just like you'll see stuff on social media, like from experts who say, you know, by the time you're 40, you should have had X amount saved.
Right.
Ideally, by the time you're 50, you should have X amount of your, you know.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I think, I'm way behind. I'm way behind. So
I'm still 25.
yeah, I'm way behind. I'm like, whoa, how do I catch up? And then how do I, you know, so my mind's always, I think it must be a man thing. Mine's always ticking over. How can I fix this? How can I improve? What can I do next?
Interesting.
My dreams, like, or my ambitions and ideas like this, the pod or whatever, it's not a priority, but it's on my heart to do. So I try and make the sacrifice to do it because I feel like there are a lot of pods,
Yeah.
but there aren't a lot of people that are offering the insight that we have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So although I'm doing 3 jobs and stressed out, struggling and worrying and feeling like I'm running out of time,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find a way to give back. This is one of those
Yeah.
give back kind of things. We're not making money off of it yet. But yeah, who knows? But it's not about that, but who knows?
But in
You
that,
gotta-
another pod, another episode you could add
To
where you look at the elders and when you think about a title, like, do I have time? So the elders and their experience and what they did, and then what you're experiencing, and also to have the younger generation to come up and you
That's
can
a
talk
good
to them
idea
and
still.
how they may feel that they've got all the time in the world.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that could be a good idea. Maybe we can do an episode with the kids and one episode with the parents.
Yeah.
Bring a parent, bring one of the kids.
You
In.
sure about that?
No, that'd be fun. I've already thought. Yeah, I'd love to bring my mum on. That'd be
Yeah?
jokes. Yeah, I think my mum would be jokes.
So stop.
One of my children would be cool. I don't know how talkative they would be, the teenagers.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
think
don't know.
that too.
Maybe the younger ones will be a bit more
Yeah.
Yeah.
excited
Potentially.
by the, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the setup. But yeah, no, that could work still. But yeah, so
All right.
we usually talk about our perspectives as men. If you haven't seen any previous episodes, all 3 of us have been married. All 3 of us are divorced. All 3 of us are fathers, having redefined ourselves and our lives post-separation, post-divorce. So I just wanted to tap into a few more relationshipy kind of topics from our perspective. Yeah. So, it's a bit of a fun, silly, cheeky one to start with. Okay, so sneaky links. We all know what they are. Christian, can you define?
I was gonna say,
what sneaky link
let's
is?
all be on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly what it is.
What's your definition of a sneaky
What it
link?
says on the tin.
What's that?
Something that's sneaky, someone that's sneaky, and who you're going to link. So it's a secretive partner that you haven't publicized yet.
Yet, is there always an intention to publicize?
Well, sometimes because you do say to your mate, like, "Yo, that's my
link.
yeah, that's my sneaky link." Just in case she comes when you're playing football, or you're playing
you.
basketball,
And he tries to move
and then, yeah.
Got you.
Come now, not that one, dude. Talk to her friend.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You say to the man,
Cut.
yeah, allow it.
So yeah, that's my definition. Shaq, what's your definition of sneaky link?
Undercover lover, isn't it?
Undercover.
These singers, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nobody has to know, innit?
Nobody had nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For me, same kind of thing. Sneaky link would be friend with benefit. So someone that you're intimate with, but you're not in a commitment with. So there's no obligation for you to do any boyfriend girlfriend stuff. There's no obligation to be faithful. There's no obligation. There's no expectation of anything other than to satisfy each other's
link.
Yeah,
physical needs.
although there might be hopes. That's another story.
See?
Blurred lines.
This is the issue. This is the issue.
Or wishes.
Oh dear.
I find, respectfully, ladies, that it's usually the ladies who will say that they can manage that situation, or they can manage with those T's and C's. And you're both signing the same contract with the same T's and C's.
Yeah.
You on the same page? Yes. Do you understand? Yes. Sign. Same. Sign. But it's usually the ladies who, and I guess they're more emotional.
Yeah.
They attach more. You know, you got that whole chemical attachment period, with the oxytocin or whatever. And if you can see somebody that often, you're gonna get along, or there's gonna be things, the connections,
attachments.
And there's the insecurity that comes along where it's like, we're linking a lot. We're starting to talk on the phone. We're starting to watch a movie. Like, why can't it be more? What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with me? No,
real talk.
But again, like I said, I feel like that's just usually what happens to the lady first. I'm not saying this guys can't.
It does happen to men.
For me,
it does happen to men.
If it were to happen to me, it would have to be somebody who's like my dream person, and she's giving me the squeeze. Yeah. But she's not interested in anything right now.
Yeah.
She's not interested, but you're interested.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not gonna say any. I'm not gonna say any names.
Yeah.
But you are aware of something where, for a long time, something could have been like, that is me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So when something happens,
the fruit.
So then I can see as a guy if she's like 10, but she's not interested in a relationship, but she's letting you.
Yeah, that happens for sure.
She
where it's
pulls
like
you to
friend
certain-
zone-ish, and then it's like, she thinks, I'll try him out as well.
Yeah.
It's safe.
It's
But she's really looking over at
she's waiting for her high value guy.
her hurting.
But you're
You know what I
cool.
mean? Yeah.
And safe.
Exactly.
Yeah. But generally, I feel like maybe 75% of the time, it's usually the ladies who will catch feelings.
Yeah.
So in your experiences, have you had sneaky links? 1, yes or no? 2, have you ever made what, you looking for something? You lost something? Have you ever made a sneaky link official?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. That sounds fresh.
Well.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay.
Depends how much you want me to
No,
divulge.
listen, be an open book, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think I would say my current relationship started that way.
okay, casual.
Yes.
Okay.
Because both of us were like, nah, not now, for different reasons, relationships.
Okay.
And then, we just became connected, and it was just like, whoa, this might work.
Can you put your finger on why you think that happened though? Did you blur any lines and it kind of got a bit relationship-y?
Do you know what it was?
Start going out for dates and.
I think very early with me, I think when I was younger, I made that mistake of the lines blurring up and then I decided, don't do that again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But very early on in this one, it was like, do you know what, right? This could even work as a relationship, but we were both like, nah. Do you know what I mean? So we were both kind of like, nah, it's not, it's cool. But part of me was like, if it goes that way, I feel like it could even work.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't feel that same need to kind of hold back from doing things together. I actually wanted to be around her a lot. She wanted to be around me a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it kind of was very natural.
Yeah.
But it has been very techie in the past. It's been
with other situations.
Yeah, where I just kind of relax and just have a good time, and then you kind of blur the lines, and then people kind of get attached, and then you think, that was my fault, or we did too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that, boy.
Christian.
I said, boy.
I think in this occasion it was me that caught feelings, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
25%.
So she knew what time it was. And we started talking. Actually, we worked together. Actually, you know.
Office romance.
Yeah,
Gee.
one of those. It's like extra work, and then you take breaks together.
Wow.
And go to people's houses and then you come back to work.
Interesting.
Okay.
Put your tie back on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so the situation was a bit murky. And so it was a matter of how do I put it? Because it started growing similar to yourself.
Yeah.
And the person was going out on dates.
With other people?
Yeah, with other people.
Openly though, like,
On Saturday, I'm like, what are you doing Saturday? I'm going to pass by and have some oxtail and rice and peas. I'm not cooking this. What do you mean you're not cooking? I'm going out to dinner with... Oh.
Well, with Femi.
Okay. Wow. Oh, how did you know?
Pardon any Femis out there, it's not you. No worries.
No, it wasn't a Femi either. But yeah, and then I was just like, raw, okay. Because I was being fulfilled at the time. And I didn't want anything else.
Anyone else?
Anything else.
Okay.
From anyone else.
Right.
Got you.
So it was just like...
You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm content.
But the contentment now becomes where I want a companion.
Right.
And when I'm now wanting a companion, we had that agreement, so these are the terms and conditions, and therefore, why are you trying to have expectations of something else? Because that's not what we signed. So I was like, all right, cool. It got to a point where we were separated.
So no more.
So no more links, no more
links.
sneakies, no nothing. And then...
Who called that, by the way?
I think things came out.
Exposure. So it's no longer sneaky.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and but then later on, it was like, okay, we have new terms and conditions because we knew what we did and what we had was great and what we were building. Because I think...
We were building?
Yeah.
Or you were building?
We were building.
Okay.
So one way or another, you create attachment with knowingly or unknowingly. You're creating those attachments, and those attachments create feelings, and those feelings now you're merging lives together.
Okay.
I've got children; they had children, so then everybody starts linking and seeing each other.
But she didn't want.
She didn't want a relationship?
Yeah, that's because of my positioning as well. So my title at that time was still married.
Okay, so
the
marital status.
Yeah. So
okay, so she wasn't interested in building anything with you while she was still
not
legally
officially
married.
Yeah.
you
So
got
so
you.
you drop that, then we could talk about it.
Fair enough.
But if you're still gonna maintain that status, then I can't.
Were you
you,
trying
got
to
you.
maintain the status though?
Not
At
in
that
its not in its entirety, but somewhat yes.
time? Okay.
So maintain the status for the children's sake and for
Got you.
the whole picture sake. So
Okay.
when you're out in public, yeah, everyone's holding hands. But really and truly, when you're in private, you're not holding hands.
So that situation didn't mean enough to you to make that change in order to have that new life with that person.
If you want to say it like that, yes. Because if you weigh it up,
You weren't ready
It
to,
was more
to
important
proper cut
to
the ties.
maintain that.
yeah, it's more important to maintain the status.
Excuse me. Okay.
Right.
Fair.
But then when we had that pause, the coming back, the rejoining, part 2 was then okay. No, new terms and conditions.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a fresh one. This is how we do it. Yes, no, yes, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
But then unfortunately that didn't work.
Aye.
Okay. So sneaky link that worked. Sneaky link that didn't work. Okay. Cool.
And your sneaky
So
link.
next topic.
No.
Your time. Your
We're
time.
not gonna do that one, man. Come on.
I'm just mindful of the time.
No,
and that.
no. We have
Nah.
enough time. There's a lot
We're
of
good,
time.
we're good.
So, Mr. Ryan King, the
Yes,
Rhino.
The rhino, you know. Well, go on.
So, sneaky link. Have you had any sneaky links?
Yes, I have.
Any that 10 official?
Not to me.
Oh,
What do you mean not to you? As in they were like going around saying, "This is my man,"
Oh.
and then
I
you
don't
were
know,
like,
I wouldn't
"What
say
do you
that.
mean?"
No.
Okay.
just trying to figure out how to say it without exposing.
No. That's not an exposure thing. I want to be accurate and fair,
Okay, cool.
and also sensitive.
Got you.
So had a sneaky link. We were both on the same page. Neither of us wanted a relationship. Both of us wanted just to let our hair down. Let her hair down, let my beard down.
Okay, we understand now. Okay. Wow.
Jokers. We were just very much on the same page. We enjoy each other's company. You're a laugh, I'm a laugh.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's easy. Like, this is, that stuff is great. Bedroom stuff's great. Let's just, we don't need to complicate it. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think because it was over pandemic times where, you can only be around a very restricted amount of people in a bubble.
Yeah.
We were in a bubble,
Yeah.
basically. So only saw our children and each other mainly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got on really, really, really well. Fantastic person. Very, helpful, attentive. So a great friend.
Yeah.
Amazing
Okay.
friend. And person to hang out with, chill with. If you got something doing, helping you. If you want to achieve something, roll up their sleeves. All right, cool. Oh, I need to put this together. All right, let's go. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Just there for you as a friend.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like that with all of their friends, male or female. It's just
That's their
hands-on
behavior.
Yeah.
That's just
Character.
quality character.
Yeah.
But because everything's cool and everything was nice, and there's so much time spent together, because everything's cool and nice, but also because this pandemic and lockdown, and you can't really,
Yeah.
I think it intensified
Yeah, of
things,
course,
almost like
of course.
being in the Big Brother house or on Love Island or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think for a while, secretly, they probably was hoping that, one thing's going to lead to another, because this is just easy. It's seamless. It's,
Yeah. It makes. Yeah.
and I still was in that same place where I'm going by the contract. Like,
Terms and conditions.
what I wanted to explore with all of us, that didn't transpire. I think it got a little bit tricky, and love got involved, and it just got difficult. But I won't go into where it got to. But what I do want to explore is how much of the responsibility of matters of the heart or heartbreak is it of ours
As the men.
as a
the women.
man
Yeah. I've had
in
that
sneaky
debate a
link.
lot.
Because if it's most of the time the lady's getting hurt, although everyone should guard their own heart,
Yeah.
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 we can't be oblivious as
no.
men, knowing that the likelihood is
That is gonna.
she's gonna.
Yeah.
Do you put a date on it and say by this time? Because I tried to put a date on it and say by this we're gonna stop at this date because it's gonna escalate and it's just gonna get messy.
And then
Yeah.
you turn into Oliver Twist.
No.
One more.
But doing that changed the dynamics and it got different. So it wasn't a good
Experience.
Yeah. So let me just say that. So do we as men have a responsibility to guard our own hearts and their hearts because we really know, that or
I've
is it
debated
all on
that
them?
so much with different people, and I used to get really annoyed because I think, come on, like at some point there has to be a meeting of women, and there has to be like I don't know someone who's in control and put them together and say, come on now, guard your own heart. If you like the guy and he's telling you straight up he's not going to be in a relationship, it's your responsibility to not mess with the guy. Do you understand? That's how I used to feel.
Yeah.
And
That sounds like
I feel
a whole
like
lot of
somewhat-
accountability
I think
and self-awareness. I don't know.
that's what I'm trying to say. I
How
feel like
prevalent
it's
that
not
is.
possible. I don't know if it's possible because I feel like obviously I'm not a woman to feel their emotions and how strong it is where they're really into the guy and they just can't help themselves. For instance, and I just feel like now maybe the I don't know, the compromise is if you know that this woman is like proper in love with you and wants to be with you and you don't want to, just don't touch her. Just leave it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I think that's probably the best way now. And it's obviously not easy to do as a man.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably the best course of action. Because
So-
my thing before,
okay.
sorry to
Go-
cut,
no,
but
go,
my
go.
thing before was just like, well, she knows what this is.
Yeah.
Like amongst men, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this girl, she knows it's never going to be that.
Yeah.
Right.
However, I know in the minds of some women, they do say, oh, but he said this or he's done this time.
yeah.
Maybe he's changed
Or
his
it's gonna
mind.
I can change
Or
him.
maybe I can change him,
yeah,
or maybe there's a hope. Like, do you know what I mean? There's always like a hope.
Yeah.
So
Optimism.
yeah, exactly. So I think I've definitely had situations in the past whereby it's never got techie and they've always been cool that I know of, right?
I was gonna say
that I know of.
Yeah. In the group chat. it could be a
Yeah,
different
and
story.
so they get it and it's cool.
Yeah.
And then I can also differentiate between those situations where I know that if I was to say, all right, let's go, they'll be just,
Ready to
do you know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, we should avoid those situations.
Should avoid it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm old school in terms of mentality. So I think the foundation is a setup. They set up gender roles. And you as a leader, you as the person who's supposed to be the provider, the protector, you're the one who's supposed to gauge that and see that this person, whether they can handle it or whether they can't handle it. And like you just said, if you know or if you have some sort of inkling that this is going to be blurred and the person is not going to understand the terms and conditions, then don't put them in that place.
Yeah.
You as the leader, you as the man should be mindful of all of that. Read that beforehand. Not that I agree with that at all, by the way. I don't agree with sneaky links. Past experience, past issues.
In general or for you?
I don't agree with it in general,
Okay.
What do you,
and I don't agree with it for me.
so you
Sneaky links is
you
not.
say people should either be in relationship or not.
Why would you have a sneaky link?
You know why? What do you mean?
Well, wait, hold on.
But I know
Let's
why.
make sure we're on the
So
same
I'm
page.
asking the
Because some people
question.
think sneaky link means a side thing, and some people think sneaky link means just literally you have something going with someone that you've decided no one should really know about, but no one's got partners. Just no one should know. So which one?
The sneaky link that I've got a partner and I'm cheating.
That's
absolutely
side. That's
not.
a side.
Yeah, that's
side
not
side
that,
chick.
yeah.
Side chick.
Absolutely
I
not.
can agree.
I do not
I
agree
think
with
we
that.
can
We're on the
agree.
same page. Yeah.
Us man can agree that because some men are like, why not? Do you know what I mean?
No, no
And,
side chick.
and then when you look at a terms and condition person,
Yeah.
you're single and I'm single,
Yeah.
but we have a terms and condition.
Yeah.
Because of past experience, you learn from experience, right? For me, because my past experience and with my circle, I've understood that that's always going to be problematic because whether you like it or not, you're building. The moment I see you and we have some form of exchange of ideas, conversation, I'm building with you.
Yeah.
And if I'm building with you, then it should be building to what are you building? What are you getting to? What's the end result going to look like? Is it just building it so that it could be like a Lego so we can smash it back down? Or is it building the 3 little pigs?
Yeah.
You know, straw, sticks, and bricks, whichever one. And so because of my experience and knowing that that's not going to be something that's tangible in the future, then I'm wasting your time. And you're also wasting my time. So why not just go for somebody that you could build with, create, and learn how to be disciplined in all of that? Because the only reason why you don't want to move to another level is because you want to have some sort of space or some sort of distance in when you feel like it. Because we're not together, so what's your problem? Why can't I go to that woman's party? Because we're not together.
Yeah. So I think I hear what you're saying. I feel like it depends on intention. So there's different types of, in my mind, sneaky links. So you'll get 2 people and it's mainly physical. They're cool, they're cordial. They don't go out. They don't go to eat. They don't go movies. They don't. They might sit and chill with each other a little bit. Yeah. But generally, it's a physical situation.
Yep.
And then on the extreme end of that, you get what you call situationships, or like, where it's like, you're physical. You go to dinner. They know you've met the family. Like you know their friends. They chat. Like you go to events, events. So they come to you. Or they meet your boys. All that stuff.
Without the
and I feel like what you were talking about building. I feel like that goes towards that sort of angle where it's like you proper know each other. You chat. You know each other's hearts.
That's where one of mine went to.
Yeah, I've been in similar.
Too familiar.
Way familiar.
But I think one.
You said one of them.
That's counting.
No, you said one of them. So I didn't know.
That's only happened with one person. I'm saying.
So like in my mind, I feel like I was in a position pre my current relationship where there was, I guess, there had been a mix of situations.
Problem.
There had been a mix, so different extremes. So like situation shit, and then there had been other situations where it's very the far left side of just physical.
Yeah.
And I feel like as you move towards that situationship side is where it gets really techie. Yeah.
I think when you mentioned that us men need to take responsibility to end it when we see it's getting to a certain point.
Yeah.
What came to mind, it's a bit crude, but it's like knowing the perfect moment to pull out. That's what came to mind.
Yeah.
It's like, it's feeling so good.
Yeah.
I know what I have to do.
Yeah.
What's the right moment? Can I get a little bit more enjoyment out of this before it's a point of no return?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit techie,
it's not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
From
like,
that.
what's the right moment? Like,
yeah.
It's just not something we should.
And then
really
some will
mess
say
with.
you shouldn't even be back in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
You shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
There we
But
go.
again,
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like it could be a slippery slope, almost like recreational. Just get out this guy.
so could we say, right, that if you're in a physical situation and then you start to include, like I said, meeting friends, this and that, is that akin to like taking the condom off? As an analogy, because it's like if you're gonna start meeting friends,
so you're
opening up the
yourself.
heart space. Mad, you start having the long conversations.
Your friends are now my friends.
It gets very.
Your brother now becomes my brother because they start talking about, "Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing?"
So I'm not sure, because what would the relationship be then in that analogy?
The relationship is like, it's fine. You can have the condom off because you're in a relationship. You just.
But then taking the condom off makes it a situationship. How is it different?
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know.
Or taking it off for a couple strokes.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying.
And then putting it on.
Yeah, you got to keep it on.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? But some man never put it back on, and then people get hurt.
25 years later.
You get
All right, cool. Let me segue. So, I want to know for you guys, in a relationship or a situationship, but we're not promoting that. So in a relationship,
Yeah.
because we're husbands, like naturally, like we're all. Do you know what I mean?
Husbands?
As in,
Husband
we're
material.
not a sneak. You know, we're husband material.
Right,
so
right.
thank you.
We've got
Thank you.
we've got some form
Yeah.
of standards to a certain
Yeah,
degree.
exactly.
Where
We're not out here
common.
just trying to be out
Yeah.
here.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Gallus and
Okay,
all,
yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
Substance and
Yeah, man.
principle and moral and everything.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So, what's more important to you? Being respected or being loved? What's more important to you? So we want both, obviously. What's more important? Like, I have to have this.
I mean, yeah, it gets tricky because you have to think about the definitions. Like, what does it mean? Okay, if you're not respected, what can happen? So,
Disrespect.
but then you're loved. But then, how did the two happen independently?
Well, you can. All right, for example,
Yeah.
you could disrespect your parent
Yeah.
but still love them.
right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
You can
Yep.
disrespect a friend and still love them.
Yep.
But then you can
I think,
respect
is-
them, your parent, but not love them. It's kind of
Yeah, true. Like
Yeah,
if
I'm wondering if that's
a
possible.
parent is a tyrant, for example,
Yeah.
and you respect them out of fear, you don't cross their
This is it.
boundaries. Because
Okay.
to me, respect is not crossing someone's boundaries.
But you
Right.
hate them. You hate them sitting down with
Yeah.
them. You're always upstairs
Yeah,
playing the
you've got
computer.
no affection towards them in
no,
your heart.
No, nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you don't really care if you go to auntie's house, uncle's house.
I think
okay.
So I think you can have one without the other.
Yeah.
I think for me, respect is not crossing someone's boundaries,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then love is, love. So, what's as a
Are,
man?
are we saying one or the other? So
If I
you
said
get
you can
respect,
only have
but
one.
absent
you
love.
can only have one. Let's just say, what is the most important one to you? Like, if I said gun to
Respect.
head,
Respect.
respect,
Respect.
respect.
Respect. Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. What are you saying,
I
Shaq?
guess are you talking about in a relationship?
In a
In
relationship.
a relationship.
I mean, I guess I'll probably go more towards respect.
Okay. Whew, I felt like man was gonna say love.
Nah, because I find it hard to imagine a world for myself with one without the other. But I think respect is going to be more important to me. Because at the end of the day, for me, I love myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so I just will get on with my life.
Yeah.
But if you're disrespecting me, then you can't be around me. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what about for you then? What's more important?
Definitely respect. Easy. Easy.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's quite a masculine thing. Like you want your position to be respected. This guy, you're so silly. You want your position to be respected as a man, as the head of the home.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about disrespect that
Yeah.
hits men in their chest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you feel like you've been disrespected by someone, it feels like a violation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If someone doesn't love you, it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
to say it's not.
It's not a
You know,
violation.
okay, they don't love me. That might hurt, but okay. But to disrespect me, like,
Yeah.
whew, that's a viol.
Yeah, I had to think about it, but yeah,
It's a violation.
the love is like, I don't need
Yeah.
I'm not begging for your love.
Yeah.
And I'm not begging for your respect either, but if you're
I want it,
giving
though.
disrespect,
Yeah.
then it's got to go. It kind of reminds me of, there's a pod that has a question, that asks people loyalty or respect.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard that one?
Was that
I
Joe
think
Budden?
it's- No, it's actually
saw
Drink
it on-
Champs.
Okay. I
Nori
saw that
and
on
them, yeah.
Joe Budden. No, I saw it on Drink Champs.
Yeah, Drink Champs could have it. At the end.
Nora and them.
But I always think I would take respect over loyalty because I just feel like I think the two go hand in hand anyway. If you respect me, you may be loyal, but I don't need to just be loyal to me just because I'm listening and then behind my
Yeah.
back you're disrespecting me. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because I agree. If you respect me, you may not be loyal to me, but you won't cross my boundaries. Of,
yeah. It's a difficult one. Again, I don't know if you can have one without the other. But it's
think
an
you
interesting
can,
question
but
to
you
us.
wouldn't want that
Yeah.
in a package.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, cool.
Ouch.
All right, let me segue a bit. So, leveling up after a breakup. So, did either of you make a point of improving yourselves after your breakup? Whether it be to get back at them, whether it was to self-soothe, whether it was to improve your chances out there again, whether it was to help with your self-esteem, self-image, or whatever, or maybe you just realized some things about yourself that needed addressing. But did you make any conscious efforts to level up after your breakups and divorce?
I think for me, there's always an intention to level up, whether I'm in or not,
Okay.
in a relationship or not in a relationship. And I'll say in every segment of my experience in being in a relationship, I've always leveled up. And if they were to turn around, they will say, "Oh, actually, I kind of like that bit." Because whether it is financial, whether it is position and work, whether it is my body, whether it is my mindset, things that I've reflected on. And he was just so stubborn, like with that one issue. After that relationship, I reflect on it and think, maybe I need to just adjust myself. So then they will look back and say, "Oh, wow, hold on, all this time I just wanted you to just have that attitude, but then now we're not together, you've changed your mindset and you changed your attitude." So I'll call that leveling up. So I'll say I always level up anyway. But yeah, I don't think I've made a conscious decision. I just had to carry on being me, knowing that this is what you will miss out on. Because whilst we're together, I would have leveled up.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to be a little bit patient with me. And I need to offer you the same patience. As well.
Fair?
Yeah, for me, I was on a journey. Most of my life just trying to level up. I'm a self-improvement lover. So within it, I was trying to be the best version of myself and then post it, but not related to leaving. I was always trying to be the best version. So it was definitely not connected.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think similarly for me, I did level up in certain ways, but it wasn't to get back at my ex.
No.
I just leveled up because once you've left the family and the family home, it's life alone. So you have to, unless you give up on life, you have to get on with it and make the most of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember in the first year, I was training in the gym 5 days a week, 6 days a week with a couple of guys. I was on keto, like eating high protein, fats, low carbs, and I lost about 5 stone. And a friend said to me, like, "No, I respect it, man. I respect it. Like, leaving your relationship and just being in the best shape of your life." Like, and I was like, I laughed, but I'm like, it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, but it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
There was no comments made either. Like, "Oh no, you look good," and nothing. And so it's not like I would have had like a moment. Do you know what I mean?
They just made the assumption that you did it because of that.
Yeah, people did. So, there was leveling up, and there is leveling up. Do you know what I mean? I remember there was a time where I can't remember what it was, but my ex-wife had to send me some money for something. I needed to do something to do with the family or whatever. And she said, "What account should I send it to?" And at the time, my finances had improved, didn't it? So in the back of the day, it would matter what account, because if you put it in certain account, it might get nyam out. Yeah. It might get nyam out. So at that time, I had leveled up in that way, and I said, "Oh, it don't matter. Just send it to any." And then she looked at me. She goes, "All right, go on,
Boss,
look at you. All right then."
no overdraft.
Exactly. So but I wasn't saying it because of that.
Nah,
I was
it's
just
just the
saying
truth.
it's fine. You just send it to any. And she's like, "Oh, okay." Is that okay? Go on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably one of the rare times I would have had like a positive thingy. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't expecting it, but
Yeah.
to say, okay, it's like that now.
Yeah.
So but again, it wasn't to get back.
Yeah.
Would it be wrong to level up though?
No, of course
Because
not.
of that.
Oh,
What, to get back?
Yeah, to say, you know what?
I wouldn't tell someone it's wrong, but I don't think that's a long-lasting energy.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
unhealthy.
that's short. I think that's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy.
And it's very fast burning. You're not gonna be able to hold on to
that.
that and sustain that for life.
Yeah.
You know, that's like doing something for the wrong reasons. It's the wrong fuel that you're burning. You know what I mean? It's gonna fizzle out quick.
And the opposite side of it as well. So have we seen people drop down?
I mean, that can happen. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen. Okay, so I'm gonna say, I've seen leveling up from my ex-wife, in the sense that she's now, it's been years, like 7 years since we've separated. Over the 7 years, I've seen her doing things that I was asking her to do when we were together. Do you know what I mean? That she's now doing. I'm thinking,
is it techie?
You weren't doing that before.
Right.
Is that techie?
No. Okay. Cooking certain Jamaican dishes.
Oh,
Okay.
Now you're cooking
Regular.
certain things. I'm like,
wait.
I
when
was the
went
person. I was the one who used to make the fried dumpling.
Yeah.
In the family. Now, if I went to pick up, mum cooked fried dumpling. Mum cooked fried dumpling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen
Mum
small
cooked
things
rice
like that
and peas.
actually. Yeah.
And then you start seeing things like, oh, mum goes gym now. Like, oh, because I'm the gym person.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've always wanted, go gym or come gym or why don't you? Oh,
Yeah.
now go gym. I was like, okay. When we were together, very modest, very humble, cover herself up, very aware of her curves and cover. Now, jeans are tight, leg it, gym wear, everything's out. I was like, okay, everything's out the door now. so no, sorry, not everything out the door. I'm being silly, but figure is visible now. Do you know what I mean?
Which is what
when you had
wanted.
a husband, who wanted to see everything visible. That wasn't so. But then maybe there's been a leveling up in her self-confidence where she now feels sexy enough or confident enough to show
present
that.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe I didn't affirm her enough in a relationship to make her feel.
That's
do you know
what-
what I mean?
that's what I was gonna
Do you know what I mean? So
ask, yeah.
I'm being balanced. So I'm not in my mind. I'm thinking, okay, you're brute. You're doing it now, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no idea of her journey.
Her motivation and
Exactly.
how she feels.
So I don't hold it against her. Level up,
right.
innit? Level up, live your best life. Wicked for you.
100%. Yeah.
As long as you feel
Sometimes I look
comfortable.
and I think, that's what I was. Why now? No,
But again, you just mentioned exactly why now.
exactly. Who knows what journey she's on as to why now she's doing those things for herself.
And I think sometimes that's what unlocks us.
Ooh, men.
Whether it's
People.
men, people. Like the fact that, our partner was saying that we should do this, we should do that, and then we don't do it.
Yeah.
And when there's a separation from them, we tend to find ourselves doing the very same thing that
Yeah.
They said,
Yeah.
They were
because I've seen
saying-
little things like that, and I think sometimes, especially in my experience, when I would say certain things,
Yeah.
maybe my energy was off. Sometimes I could be accused of being condescending, things like that. It would be like they just wouldn't do it,
Yeah.
and then years later, it's like, "Ah, she's doing that. She's
Yeah.
doing that. I
Yeah.
said that years ago.
Yep,
like
yep.
good 5-6. I said you should try this, do that, do
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I was like, nah, that's your thing.
It's the thing
And
is,
now it's-
when it comes from you
Yeah, it can't run.
as the husband, if it's dysfunctional, because in a healthy marriage, I believe
Yeah, they'll take
that
it
if
on.
your husband speaks to you,
Yeah.
or if your wife speaks to you,
you take it on.
you take it on board.
Yeah.
Especially if the approach is correct, the intent is correct,
Yeah.
their heart for you is correct. You'll take it on. But when there's dysfunction, even like in a parent and child, children don't want to hear it from you, but let auntie or uncle so and so or friend from school say
Right.
blah 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 blah.
They run it.
They're, oh yeah, it's almost like I've never heard it before. Oh yeah, so and so told me. Blah, blah. Oh really? That's a good idea.
Prime
That's a
example.
good idea.
Bare time.
When my daughter,
Yeah,
I'm doing shows.
Yeah.
I'm saying, come and sing.
yeah.
She doesn't want to sing. As soon as Ryan say, come, we're going to go and sing. She goes up and sing. I don't know if you remember that. There's a show in Balloon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we have one of our good friends who was also playing the keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
And you just, one word.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
hold
then
on.
She's singing.
I've been pushing you all this time saying that
Yeah.
you're great. Let's make some tracks together. And then
Yeah,
Uncle
sometimes
Ryan
it's
comes
just
and
like
says,
it's just background noise when we talk
Yeah.
to certain
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
kids or partners, whatever. But someone else says it, it's like, oh,
But also as well, if we be fair and be balanced, yeah. Sometimes people are just not ready for certain
Yeah.
things. They're
Yeah,
not
no, it's
ready
real
to make
talk,
certain
yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
They're not ready to eat a certain way. They're not ready to go gym regular. They're not ready to. Do you know what I mean?
there's certain things that have to
Process.
unlock first for them to go
Yeah.
to that next
Yeah.
part, and it's
Level.
nothing to do with us. That
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like they don't want to hear from us, and sometimes it's like they're just not in that space
They've
yet.
got to go through it, like you said, the process.
Yeah.
Like even my ex-wife, there's things about her personality now that's very different.
Yeah.
Before she was very holier than now, airy fairy, goody two shoes. She
Yeah.
wouldn't break certain rules, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Now she's a bit rebellious, and I'm like,
Who's this?
that's you, yeah.
But yeah, I changed in that way too.
Even stuff like something silly like my daughter's got a disabled badge. She wouldn't use it. You know, make sure you don't use it unless she's in a car. But everything's just by the book.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm not rolling.
oh what, you parked there, but you didn't have. Did you use the badge? Yeah. I was like, okay, so you're a rebel now, yeah. Okay, cool. But things that used to be like, oh, why you like that? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now, you're a
It's a
rebel
bit
now.
of a-
Well, it's not rebel to me, but I was made to feel
Yeah,
like rebel
yeah,
them time
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Now you're just, you know what I mean?
It's fair because people
Church.
change. Because there's certain people that would know me like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said certain things, was looking in a certain way.
Yep.
And the way I am now and the way I
True.
think now, they'd be like,
Yeah.
back in the day, you used to go ham on
Yeah,
me
yeah,
for
yeah.
that. And look what you're doing. It's like,
15 years ago, Rhino was very different to
yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I was gonna say hella churchy, but I don't really. I was heaven a churchy. Do you know what I mean? Very, very churchy.
I know what happened
yeah.
to that sense of gratitude.
You idiot. Inside joke.
Oh, wait, banger.
Yeah.
He just
I
downloaded
saw
it.
that tune, you know. Hey, that was a banger.
Respect.
Back in the days.
Right.
How about
cool.
that tune? Anyway.
So as we're talking about the exes, real quick, I think we've been quite fair and healthy and balanced, right?
Yeah, and it's a reflection.
Yeah,
So,
we've reflected on ourselves too. So talk about boundaries with exes and co-parenting. How have you gone about establishing boundaries, or have boundaries been set for you, or how have you gone about that? Oh wow, let's go with Shach. Let's start. That reaction said it all.
We covered this on another episode, whether it's been seen
just
or not.
skim on it then.
Yeah, no. I definitely fell foul of boundaries and drawing lines.
Yeah.
Especially being a single guy and then wanting to be like an ever-present father. So there will be certain, I guess, things that will take place where people are like, oh, that's a bit close, or oh, you're going everywhere together, or you're doing this together.
Yeah.
And so to the outside looking in, it might look like we're still together. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just want to be the ever-present father as well. And so then I've had to realize that and adjust that over time, especially getting into a new relationship as well, and be like, okay, there's certain boundaries that have to happen now. We have to do certain things separately.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Bruce?
I think there's some boundaries that was set.
Yeah.
And again, maybe because of how I presented myself to them. And so that's always a reminder that I don't want to be in that position where you could make me feel like that. My bad. I didn't do certain things correctly. So those boundaries are, this is my world.
Yeah.
You're not coming into it. So I've respected that.
Okay, that was her boundary.
That's her boundary.
Okay.
Right.
And my boundaries also don't think you could deal with me anyhow, because I will tell you about yourself.
Okay. That's his boundary.
That's my boundary.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
No judgment. We listen.
And what I've tried to do is the co-parenting. So for me, you're a great mother, but you are not a great partner to me. So I cannot take away you being a great mother just because you've been negative as a partner to me.
Yeah.
So I leave you with those accolades. But so when it comes to that, I've tried to do the combined thing where, we can at least look like a unit with the co-parenting side. But for me, I've again, because I don't feel that it's that respect thing and entitlement. I don't feel that there has been parts where that respect has been put in place.
Okay.
So then I will stand on my corner and not allow myself to be disrespected. So I would, again, maintain that boundary as a mother.
Yeah.
Do your thing. So if the children come to me, for example, with no clothes, it's not a problem. I'll buy them brand new clothes.
Yeah.
But when they go to you, whatever you got for them, they have with you, so it's not really a problem. But yeah, those are the kind of boundaries that we've had to establish. And I haven't been since they moved to. I think your situation is a bit different because where they moved to, you're familiar with that surrounding.
Yeah.
Where my kids and ex-wife moved to, I've never had familiarity ever.
Okay.
So my feet don't touch inside of the door. I ring the door and I take 3 steps back. Oh, the kids are coming. Bye. If there's any conversation, it's taken outside.
Okay.
There's no conversation. Okay, just sit in the lounge. You can't see my bedroom. None of that ever happens. Okay. Actually, tell a lie. I've used the downstairs toilet.
Yeah, you told us that. Yeah.
And that's because the relationship between you two, there's a bit of
there's still animosity. There's still resentment.
Yeah.
Question then.
Yes, sir.
Because it sounds like most of that animosity and resentment is on her side because her boundaries were so firm and seem a little bit drastic to us. In an ideal situation, would you prefer softer boundaries and a bit more interaction into both each other's worlds, a bit more fluidity? Or are you happy with this? So you like this definite line here?
I think this line sets clear boundaries.
So you like that?
Which what Shach was talking about earlier on, yeah, because the blurred line would be that I know her family knows my family, our friends is our friends.
Yeah.
So those blurred lines will only create problems if I'm moving on with somebody else. Because then, why are they? Hold on, they're going on a holiday together? Oh, are they doing something together?
Stick a pin.
Pew.
Pew. Have you
Yeah.
and would you go on a family holiday with your children and their mum?
I've done it.
Okay.
It's unlikely I would do it again.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's very unlikely that I would do it again.
Okay.
All of us together.
Because?
Well, being in a relationship and also...
She wouldn't be okay with it?
Not me going by myself with my ex and my kids. I don't think that would be something that she would like. And I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay.
At this point. But when I was single, then there was no chance to. I just thought, that'd be cool to go. Let's just go.
So how long have you been in your relationship?
Just over a year.
So 18 months ago, would you go?
You mean being single?
Yeah.
Being single 18 months ago.
So you're single.
No, actually.
Oh.
No, not 18 months ago. Okay. So there was a point where I just thought that's too... that's a bit too close, you know. Okay. Especially with there being feelings and stuff on the other side. It's like that's too far.
Okay.
But yeah, I think about 2 years ago we went away.
Okay.
But yeah, not since that. That's a bit too much.
Fair.
Yeah. So what's your okay? For me, would I go on a holiday? I'll say if I was single and there's no one else to consider and just my decision, I may consider it because my children has still got that. I want mommy there. I don't want daddy there.
Yeah, that's where it gets.
So my response is to the children.
Doing it for them.
Doing it for them.
Okay.
Though I'll ensure that things will be separate.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll do it for the children. But being in a relationship, no.
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
Fair. So I have.
Yeah.
Twice.
Okay.
We went to Spain 1 year.
Yeah.
And Cyprus another year. For 2 main reasons. One, whilst we were married, we didn't go on any.
Right.
So I guess part of us feel that we owed it to the children to give them some life experience.
Okay.
Some memories.
Yeah.
3, we went to Bournemouth.
Okay.
We went away to Bournemouth for a few days.
Yeah.
So Bournemouth, Spain, Cyprus.
Yeah.
Other reason is there's 4 children that we have together. One with a disability. It's difficult for one parent to manage all of those children. So although we've got 2 big children now, 16 and 15, 7 years ago, that was 4 young children,
Of course.
all under 10.
Yeah.
So I went to support, to be a support. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would I do it again? No. One, because I want the boundary there. I just don't really want to be in that close proximity with their mum. Going on the holidays, it wasn't pleasant. It just felt like a rerun of what our dynamics were.
Before, yeah.
Even though the first couple of days is cool, and then you start slipping into old habits.
Yeah. Familiarity.
Attitude, disrespect, inconsideration. Like, you just think, oh, this is why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The reason why I left.
Exactly. And then them getting away with a bit more than what we would get away with as men. You know, they might, blow up in front of the children. But if we blow up in front of the children, look like we're being aggressive and we're being, so I just wouldn't now. I don't want to be in that proximity.
And create that atmosphere.
I don't.
I got a question actually. So, how about would you take your children away?
Yeah.
With your partner?
Yes, but only if their mum was okay with it.
Yeah.
But we've mapped things out in a way, hypothetically, because we haven't gone through it yet.
Yeah.
How would we like to introduce a new partner to our children?
Yeah.
And we've said, it would have to be someone substantial that we've been seeing seriously for at least X amount of time. Let each other know first. She said to me she's happy for me to take the younger ones on play dates with other people's children, play dates.
Yeah.
Without letting them know who the person is at first,
Okay.
I'm happy with that. I said, okay, cool, I understand, that's fine. And then in return, fine, if that's what you want to do, the same. But yeah, I would. But I'd also take them away myself because obviously 2 of them are big.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's easier to take them away. I just don't. Unfortunately, we're very cordial, and we get along logistically when it comes to the dates and times and handovers, but we still don't get along. We don't get along. We don't communicate well. We don't vibes. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not each other's kind of people.
Got you.
So I also don't want to be around her like that so much.
Yeah.
Because I just know it's gonna go left. So
What, you're assuming?
no, I know it's gonna go left.
No, it's an assumption. Because
Brother,
Based on experience,
anything
based on evidence
anything
and
can happen tomorrow.
anything can happen
based on
tomorrow.
experience,
So then-
he's confident
I'm
that
not
it could go
biased.
left, but anything can happen.
Statistics. By the
No,
statistics.
I went away with
Ooh,
my children.
okay.
Okay.
With,
Just you and them.
No, and the
them-
person I'm
partner.
seeing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
with permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was done sneaky.
Oh,
In terms of, I said, the conversation, like you said, if you're gonna meet somebody,
Yeah.
let me know who it is from the cut. So then I'll do a little bit of research, and I'm also aware of the situation. Likewise, they said the same thing. That's no problem. Okay, cool. When it came to it, I was seeing somebody, and what happened is I wanted to do the introduction because I wanted to take the children away.
Right.
So I want to do the introduction.
Yeah.
But then you do the sneaky one, and when I'm in the car park, you knew that the person was there. And instead of waiting for me to come and say hello, you're just like bracing, coming out, hi, hello, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, what's your name again? Okay, my name is this, but I'm happy that you can
all right.
get...
Stop. That's a bit too fruity now. A bit too animated. That's it. Yeah. This is the bad them pod reboot.
Hello,
Allow it.
hi,
Yeah.
No, but
I hear you.
but it's one of those things that where, again, you have to trust that at some point that may be something that you'll face, and you have to trust that they will make that smart decision. Because I mean, yes, my children are big, but even if it was like, for example, the little one, you're not leaving him with Uncle so and so to be bathing her.
That
like,
just absolutely not.
sitting on laps.
That
and
made me think.
kissing.
No, allow that.
Hey.
No.
Forget all that.
Facts of the
No, but I'm saying that's not that not gonna happen. Allow that.
and then getting that child, your child,
Yeah.
to be calling another man That's my dad.
Impossible. Impossible. But what came to mind when you said that, though,
That's traumatic for me.
are you okay? And I'll answer it first. Are you
Yes,
okay
please.
with your ex-partner, the mother of your children, taking the children away with her partner? Now, I'm not okay with that, but I wouldn't stop it if there are no obvious concerns. But the
Okay.
reason why I'm not okay with it, I'm a man's man. So every room I walk into, I assess.
Yeah.
What's the escape routes? What can I use as a weapon if someone comes in to attack me?
Yeah.
How many people in this room look a bit mad?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Does that person look like they can fight? Does that person look like they... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assessing everything.
Yeah.
If I see something's brewing, I might not even say it to the partner, like, do you know what?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
looks like it's
'cause
unsafe. I'm just assessing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable putting all of that in
Trust.
someone else's hands. I don't know if he's got common sense, street sense, if he's able to
Etiquette.
fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or be
if something kicks
presentable
off,
in
is
front
he
of the
going to pick
children.
up my young ones and run with them?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think
Or
about that all
leave
the
them.
time. All right, I'd have to pick up that one, and I have to pick up that one, tell the big ones to go on. And do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But isn't that the same if you let them go alone with the mum though? Because then there's just no man there.
Do you trust her enough to
Ooh.
do all of those
mean?
assessments?
Yeah, but I have to. I have to. But I know her better than I know that
Right.
partner.
So you think while she's alone, she will take it on, and then if she's with him, she might concede to him, and he might not.
Exactly.
Do
Okay.
the
Yeah,
full
she
job.
might go with what her partner says, whereas I might see something saying, "Nah, babe, this isn't for us. Let's move on." He
Yeah.
might say, "Oh, this is great." Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
lovely,
And you-
lovely.
Yeah, and then something happens. Oh gosh! Like what's happening? What's going on over there? Like I just
Don't slap me.
yeah. I trust her more than I would trust
Okay.
him. Do you know what I mean?
But then that means you don't trust her enough to make that decision.
Yeah. To make
Yeah,
the
but
assessment.
even-
Because if he's not able to withstand all of that,
Wait.
she will still be able to.
Nah, let him cook. Let him cook.
Okay. Cool.
Nah, I hear what he's saying.
I hear what you're saying, but the reason, what I'm going to say is just going to shut it down. But go
can't.
ahead. No,
You
go
can't-
ahead.
you can't.
No,
All right,
cook.
all right. So you trust her when she goes by herself to make all those assessments,
It's,
to have those things into consideration.
it's not that I fully trust. I have to because she's their mum.
Right.
I've got no choice.
No problem. But then
So-
when she's gone
Yeah.
with somebody else, you have to trust that she knows how much to lay off
Yeah.
to that person. So she should have that understanding that actually my assessment of this person that I'm going on holiday with is that I can only give him 10% and not 100% of charge to my children.
Yeah.
So then that's where she will say, I will still kick in as if I am alone because I haven't given this person that
Yeah.
charge.
The issue is what I deem as important,
Yeah,
what I deem as safe and unsafe,
yeah,
she may not.
correct.
Yeah.
So,
Alone
can't-
or with somebody else.
yes.
Okay.
So I can't. What I would value in a protector for my children in my absence
Yeah.
is different to
to
what
her.
she's gonna value in a protector. She might say, okay, he's 6 foot plus, tick. He's got muscles, tick. But to me, I'm not looking at height and muscles. I'm looking at, does somebody know how to defend themselves? Does somebody know how to manipulate space?
situation,
Does
yeah.
somebody know how to use their weight? Does somebody? But what I value in terms of survival is different.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't say, although I trust her because I have to, I can't say I trust that she knows what's best for survival.
Yeah.
Like a man.
So in some ways,
So
you basically you said you would allow it, so therefore you'd just be at home probably
Hoping.
stressing.
Yeah. Hoping. I want to do a madness like what you see in the film, like
Yeah.
go to, stay in another room and
Yeah,
you
just
look at
be
it with
spying.
binoculars. Yeah. No,
all
but
of
you
a
just
sudden,
have to.
all of
you
a
just have
sudden
to-
they've got food. Like,
Yeah,
they don't know where it
they're
came
like,
from.
Oh, where's this come from? Room service? I didn't order any food. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I agree on that.
With that, when it's her, you're just gonna have to accept it to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? You can't control their life, so you just have to accept it. But question: Do you feel you're a good dad?
100%.
Do you feel you're a good dad?
I feel that I'm a great dad.
Okay. Wow.
However,
Upgraded it. That was not the question, sir. Go on.
yeah, I think I'm a great dad. I'm a hands-on father.
Uh-huh.
But is it
Trumpet. Go.
what's that?
I'm looking for the
Just for
trumpet.
the trumpet. For man to blow.
Here, go.
Yeah, but I'm not tall, dark, and handsome. But I'm just the dark and handsome. Leave the tall part.
If that.
Yeah, I think again, parenting doesn't come with
Manual.
a manual. Actually, tell it like there is a manual, spiritual manual,
Okay.
because everything is in there. It's just how you utilize it and apply it to life. But
Let's talk about the Bible, people. Catch up, yeah.
I do think that there were some parts where I could
Do better.
do better.
Fine.
Yeah.
So, I believe I'm a very good father.
Okay.
Very hands-on, provide, protect, try and give them experiences, try and nurture their talents and their abilities.
Yes.
Try and be mindful of the things that I found important growing up that I didn't have, but also try not to overemphasize giving them what I didn't have, but
So
more
you
so be mindful of
overcompensate.
what
They
they
need
want.
and what they want.
Yeah, because sometimes
And need.
what we I would never do this, or I can't wait to do this. That's not always what.
That's your own trauma.
Yeah,
whatever,
that's
playing
me,
out.
that's us.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning. I'm still teaching myself and reminding myself. Just because you didn't want that, or just because you wanted that as a child, that doesn't mean that's what they want or need. But anyway, I think I'm a really good dad.
Yeah.
Do you feel appreciated by your village, by your children's mum, by her village? Do you feel
You know
appreciated,
what? I would say
acknowledged?
I feel like I'm acknowledged and appreciated, but where I place my mental and myself is that I don't need the appreciation.
Okay.
Where my barometer sits with how my girls are with me and how much they love me and how much they appreciate me.
Yeah.
With them, I don't really. It's nice to get it from their mum or my mum or other people saying, "Oh, you're such a good dad," you know. And I used to, I think subconsciously, really like that and want that. Or sometimes I could blow up if I heard someone almost insinuating that I'm not a good dad.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, sensitive.
I
Yeah.
used to-
Ready for them.
I used to be ready. And then I had to sit and be like, do you know what? Why do I care so much? It's not really important what they think. It's important that I, within my own heart and my morals, feel like I'm doing the job correct. Do you know what I mean? And I have to focus on that. My energy needs to be focused on that.
Yeah. So you feel you are appreciated, but you don't place as much importance on that anymore.
No.
All right, cool. Chris?
I'll say similarly to that.
You feel like you are appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, not because I place my interest in how people feel. There's people see, and that's enough. Like I don't have to be waving the flag.
Yeah.
I'm just being me. And people, oh, you're really hands-on. Oh, right, you're actually pushing the pushchair.
Yeah.
Whoa, actually, you're going to this activity whereas some other people, their partner wouldn't go to those activities for the children.
Yeah.
And I, just the other day, I'm plaiting my daughter's hair. What? You're plaiting hair? Like it doesn't work like that. And so that's why I say there's certain things I'm doing it because I have a focus.
Yeah.
And the focus is my children. But then if you see what I'm doing and you think that's great, then thank you. I don't need you to clap hands. I don't need a round of applause, but I'll still carry on. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And what about you then? Do you feel appreciated?
I feel appreciated by my village, but I don't feel appreciated by I don't feel appreciated by my children, but their kids. I'm not expecting that, especially teenagers. Like, when they're adults, I would like to think they'd look back and appreciate and understand. Oh, right, Dad used to blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't feel much appreciation from their mum.
Okay.
Most of the appreciation I ever experience is from my mum. Will say, "You're a great dad." My dad, who wasn't a great dad for me, would say how amazing of a father I am. Much better father than I was, son. I'm very proud of you. Like, you're a great father. You're always with them. You're always this. You always make sure they always look so good. They have so much like good manners and they're they're talented and they speak so well and you're always doing things with them, like you're a great dad. It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the same way.
you
For
hear
me,
from
I'm a words of
direct.
affirmation guy.
Okay.
So there's certain things I need to hear from certain people.
Right.
It's nice to hear it from other people. You know, oh, you're great, you're great, you're great.
So
you're great.
who is it that you want to hear from?
Oof.
The mother?
Oof.
It's not that I want to. It would be nice.
Okay.
It would be nice because that also makes you want to do more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe go over and above.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like without going too much into it, there was a conversation this year where I was saying, look, I'm not going to be able to do this extra thing that I do to help you. There's nothing to do with what my responsibility with the children, but I'm not going to do this extra because I've got a lot on. And the response was like, that thing you do is like a drop in the ocean.
Oh.
I do more than that.
It's just a drop in the ocean compared to what I do. That's nothing. So, you know, so I thought, do you know what? That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me keep my drop in the ocean and invest that into myself and what I'm trying to do because it's not appreciated.
Yeah.
Had that drop been appreciated, I might have got a bucket.
Yeah.
And dash it in there because I feel, do you know what? I don't have to, but
It's a tough one because who suffers at the end? Not suffers, but who misses out?
Well,
who,
the
who does the effect?
what I used to tell myself is, let me help because then that just means I get even more time with the children.
Yeah.
But how I've changed things now and different boundaries is that I make more time to see them and have them other times. So I have them more weekends. I have them, you know, doing more activities, and I get to take them to all their activities, and I get so I make sure I'm not missing out in that way. But yeah, it would be nice to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
It would be nice. You see fathers getting celebrated on Father's Day.
Yeah.
You see, do you know what's funny? I've actually dated people or been seeing people over the years who actually publicly on social media big up their ex-husband.
Right.
Thank you for being such a great dad to our daughter. And they don't do quarter. Not even quarter.
Okay. Wow.
Not even a quarter.
That part will be subtitled.
Not even a quarter of what I do. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that they took the time to post
appreciate them.
Yeah.
happy birthday to the father
And they're
of
not
my
trying
children.
to do it so that they could get some accolade or get extra money.
It's just
get their
expectations,
hair done.
isn't it?
It's just
So-
appreciation.
Yeah.
And
So those women's level of expectations and what they think is what they can receive, is, they've gone over and above.
Yeah.
but
for them.
even but also
yeah.
also what I would teach my daughters is we've had this conversation about how your mum used to handle your dad.
Yes.
If you want the best out of a man,
Yeah.
you have to know how to handle the man,
Yeah.
how to make him feel good about himself, how to stroke his ego, how to boost him up. That's going to make him want to
Give you the world.
best.
Yeah.
So I'm not teaching my daughters how to. No, I am. I'm teaching them how to manipulate the situation. Like how to get the best out of the men in your life is to pour into them. You know what they love. You know what they need. You know their ego. You've got to,
some women get that at a point.
Yeah.
But a lot don't because they're too busy caught up in their own ish.
Yeah. I'm not
feelings.
I'm not going to pick him up.
But if you,
I'm not gonna-
because
yeah.
if you
he
use
thinks
the
he's
logic, you
bigger
say,
than
do you know what? There's a higher level. I can if I can just get over my own stuff.
Yeah.
I can actually get what I want, and he can get what he wants.
That me I say.
Yeah, but it's difficult to do.
The drop
And there's
would turn
versions of
into
that
the
for us
bucket.
too. With
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And that's why I like it when the girls
Yeah.
are here because then they can give us the
Their
insight
version, yeah.
of what it's like. So
But the question is, switch it over.
Yeah.
Do you show appreciation?
I do, but I could do more.
Yeah,
You
And
do.
I do show appreciation,
yeah,
but I
Okay.
could do more because it's an everyday thing for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son lives with me, so it's an everyday thing for me as well. But she's got the 3 girls,
Of course.
Yeah.
so and it's been she had all 4 of them for 6 years, and then I've had my son for the last year plus.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. I get it. That's why I would give my little drop in the ocean because I just think I've got more freedom than you. I've got you know more money than you probably, or maybe not. I don't even know.
yeah.
But I've got things that she may not have.
Yeah.
Let me help. Let me help. Do you know what I mean? There was a time 2 years ago, I sat her down for a conversation. I brought her a bunch of flowers, and I said, "Listen, just what you may not know, so I just wanted to stop and tell you.
Wow.
This is my appreciation, just a token of my appreciation for everything you do for the children. I see you, basically. I know I know it's difficult, and I know it's tough, and it's just the flowers, but I want you to see
It's
it
a symbol.
as a symbol and token. Like, I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, I
Do
respect.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't do that all the time, and that was 2 years ago. And maybe that didn't mean anything to her, but it was important to me to make a tangible demonstration of my appreciation. So I do show appreciation. I could do more, but yeah, it's difficult. Everyone's busy with their
Do you
life.
show appreciation? Demonstrate?
Verbally, for sure.
Okay.
And she's often, more recent years, months, she's quite shocked. Oh, that I'm saying these things. I'm like, yeah, I've said these things to you before.
We don't
But
register.
because there has been over the years a sort of an idea that, I don't have anything good to say about her. Or I don't this and that. So when I do say something, you think I'm a good mum? Oh. But I don't think she does it necessarily in sort of
like
a snide
sarcasm?
way.
Is it
It's
sarcasm?
Not, maybe the first time, maybe. But I don't think it's a snide. Sometimes it's almost like it just doesn't register at certain points in life.
Shock factor.
And then now it's like registering that, you don't normally say that. And it's like, yeah, I think I've said that before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even having this conversation, I'm thinking live to myself. Actually, I do want to do some physical appreciation.
Yeah.
Things, you know what I mean? Because it is a lot.
You're an idiot.
Yo.
No, it is a lot.
Yeah.
Like for her,
Yeah.
for sure, because she's like the main. They live with her.
Yeah.
You know, even though I'm ever present, they live with her. At the end of the day, and,
It's a
you know,
different.
it's different.
There's levels to it.
Yeah.
And and the thing is, it's always in my mind as well. That's how I know my heart is good concerning her. Because anytime anything levels up, or money levels up, or whatever, I'd love to be able to just give more. Do you know what I mean?
That's how I feel.
Or
the same
I'd
way.
to just buy a spa weekend and say, when you're ready, just book a
Hold
spa.
that. And I've done that in the past as well.
Yeah, I'd love to, but that's how I feel. I'd love
I
to
hear you,
just,
I hear you.
yeah. If I get a extra money, or a deal goes well, or whatever, or get, do you know what I mean? Just say, yo, I don't
But I
want
suppose-
anything for it. It's for you to just get a break, and just to know that someone is thinking
Back
of
to
you.
the boundaries, and back to where and how you separate it.
Yeah.
I think that matters a lot.
Yeah.
Because for me to do any of that,
Yes.
that's blurred lines.
Yeah. She'll think
Because
that
of how
means there's
because
gonna
how
be-
we broke up,
Right.
how we separated, and then the boundaries of where we've gone. So I say
I hear
appreciate
you.
demonstration appreciation, because I just this week, a couple of days ago, I sent a message to say, you know what, I can't take it away from you being a great mum. You're a fantastic mum. You do great.
Yeah.
What you're doing is fantastic. What? Why would you say that? That was the reaction.
Yeah.
But from that's where it stops.
I would
So
put
if
to
I
you
took it,
and
if I took it
challenge
to,
you
yeah,
to be open that there could be more there.
Right.
I can't tell you how to run your thing. You know your setup.
Yeah.
But I don't think buying a 2-day spa on Groupon and just saying, I think you're a great mum. Here, when you're ready, just use that.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's going to overly blur your lines, because you don't want nothing, and you're not trying to step in the yard. You're still taking your 3 steps back.
yeah.
it will blur. It will blur it.
Well,
The reason why it will blur it is because one, we've got the setup,
Yeah.
and the setup is, don't try to come into my house and sit in my lounge.
Yeah.
Don't buy me anything.
Okay.
Oh, she said that.
No. That's the setup. Not spoken directly.
So what I'm
But
saying
that's
is
been the setup.
because
So
what's
if you
been
were to-
said is
the
come in.
part
But that
is-
part has not been said. Don't get me nothing.
If you, there's been parts where the entitlement or the behavior, the reaction,
Yeah.
if I demonstrate any form of vulnerability to you, I'm not gonna give you that. That's my boundaries. That we're no longer in that position where I could be vulnerable, or I could be demonstrating anything to you that seems to be
Not any level
an
of
expression
kindness.
from me.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
I'm
so
hearing you. But this is a
that
you
alone-
for me,
yeah.
respectfully, as your brethren.
Me and you don't sit on the, when I say
On
me
the
and you,
fence.
me and her,
Oh.
no, don't sit on the same table
Yeah.
to have any form of that conversation.
I hear you.
So therefore, again, if the fine line is, I will not allow myself.
Yeah.
This is my boundaries.
I hear you.
I will not allow myself to have any demonstration
Yeah.
towards you
Yeah.
because we do not have that line anymore. So I cannot provide that because what you will do with that
Yeah.
is you will play it with it and dash on the ground.
Wait.
Which
Remember
will
we
be,
were talking about statistics?
yeah,
You don't know that for a fact. That's what statistics
yep, past
tell you.
tense, yep.
But you don't know that's what she will do with it.
I just know the setup though.
You know the setup, but you don't know how she will respond to it.
True,
Because there may
absolutely.
have been some private leveling up
Yeah.
in herself.
Very true.
She might not be ready for it this year,
Yeah.
but next year she could be ready for it. What does it take from you to do a £50 Groupon? I'm just putting pressure on you just to say that don't do nothing to you. How she responds to it, that's on her.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but that's where I also mentioned that there was animosity,
Yep.
resentment, and there's still a healing process that's still being done.
Yep.
I have to accept where she's at,
Yeah, yeah.
and most of all, I have to accept where I'm at.
Maybe in the
I'm
future.
not
Maybe.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, fair enough.
When it's her birthday, here's the kids, here's your money, go buy your mum something.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But it don't come from
baby
me.
steps.
Yeah,
Baby steps.
It don't come from me. It come from the
From
picnic.
you.
them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna wrap up.
All
I
right,
did want to do some fun questions, but we're out of time.
Hey.
So next time we'll do that. We'll do that.
Imagine.
But yeah, that's a nice convo, guys. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.